right, I'm Jay Stone from rockmetaltalk.com. We're live with Raven Blackwell from 5 Star Hooker.
What up, bitches?
So next week we have Verse the Theory coming on. They do a killer cover of Deftones. April 5th is Hell Came Home. April 12th we have Mark Radon. And April 19th is the Isolated Antagonist. And on the 26th is a Jay Stone show sponsored by Born Into Exile. They're a death metal band from Illinois. So check out those shows. I'll be plugging them.
Wait, I thought I was going to do the show every week with you from now on.
You can if you want. That's awesome. That would be awesome. I was looking for a co-host. There's a band from Queens, New York. They're called EXM. They have a show. They're going out to L.A. to play with Dokken on April 15th at the Whiskey A Go-Go. So if you guys are in the area, go check them out. I'm not sure, if they're touring or anything, but they're definitely going out to L.A. to do this show. So I'll talk about it as the weeks come up, and I'll keep plugging that for those guys. They're really good. They're in the similar... They got that 80s type of feel.
Yeah.
Modern,
Yeah, we got turned down because they told us some record label contacted us. Actually, they contacted us, and so I sent them a link to some of the music, and they said we sound too modern, and I'm like, well, really?
Too modern.
I was like, we don't sound nothing like Pop Evil or Five Finger Death Punch or
right.
Disturbed or nothing. I mean, I don't know what you'd call modern about our sound, but
I don't know. I think it's got.
It just sounds like it sounds like really rocking. I mean, it just has a heavier edge than the Luvdogs, or it's different than Mr. Nasty. It's just got a different feel.
Wow.
It's a different. I don't think it sounds like anything really, but the cool thing is when you write like original music, the hooks get you, and the hooks might remind you of something, and maybe that's what grabs you, and you think it's old school because it's a cool hook, or even like the breaks in like 5 Star Hooker just now, that drum break in the middle after the solo. And the whammy bar at the beginning, it reminds you of certain bands back when you were younger.
It's reminiscent.
But it doesn't sound like it,
Right.
the whole,
I mean, it's got that feel. I mean, the guitars, but that's
what we do.
That's when we were around. I mean, I love all that modern music, too. I play a lot of it on the show, but...
Like I said, you got the L.A. feel from Hatcher. I'm from New York. I was out in L.A. for a little while. It's like, when me and Dee were out there, we came back to Long Island, and I started writing songs again. And everybody's like, you guys sound like a band from Hollywood. And I'm like, well, we were out there, and I guess we got influenced a little bit from hanging out down there. And
of course.
And we've seen what they were doing and what we were doing, and we knew what to do here to make us different. That's why Mr. Nasty had its own identity because of that. We had the knowledge of the Hollywood scene. We brought it back home, and we tweaked it,
And I think there's a lot of bands that may have bitten off of the Mr. Nasty sound that became more popular. I mean, it was definitely original. Well,
the whole dress apparel, the way we dressed and went to clubs just to go see other bands, and the way we presented ourselves and the way we dressed on stage was way over. I mean, you had bands like Twisted Sister doing it crazier than that before us. I mean, not taking credit for that, but then you had bands like that came up, like even like Danger and stuff. And I feel like even bands like the Luvdogs, I think local bands started upping their game. Like we have, laser lights and this and that, and we had dancing girls, and we had nice banners, and we dressed up. And the local bands took notice and said, wow, we got to do that too. You know what I mean? And they started dressing up, and even go see bands play a Quake, a Steak, a Lube, and they're not wearing their work clothes anymore. They're presenting themselves in a different manner of they did last, a couple years ago when you seen them.
Yeah, that's what bands need to do. I mean, I like to see a show, and I'm gonna spend money on tickets. I mean,
if you went to Broadway to go see like Rock of Ages, and the guy came out with sweatpants on, you wouldn't be fucking
like, what the
fuck's this?
Right. And you're not gonna get noticed by a record label. They're just gonna think, that they just want to be a bar band.
Yeah.
I mean, some people do. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing.
That's your thing, but we don't play bars really. We kind of keep ourselves to the next level. We don't want to play, and I ain't saying any club names, but we want to play venues that would bring in a national act. We don't want to play 4-hour sets of stuff, and that to me that's not appealing.
I mean, some bands, they go out as cover bands, and then they develop skills and learn to write together, but that's one approach. But that's not something.
I just like going on, and like I said, we're always direct support. When we play local state theater shows or whatever, and that's the place to be, man. It's just it's a good feeling to be wanted to do that, and people ask you to do it, and it's just part of the business. You do got to sell tickets in advance, which sucks, but no matter where you are, New York, California, Texas, you got to sell tickets to play these shows, and that's how it goes. There's nothing you can do about it. You suck it up. You're not young anymore. Do you want to play? You got to pay, and that's what it is.
Well, most of the bands now, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that comes up almost every show is the whole pay-to-play thing. That's
why you got to bring merch. You sell your merch, it covers your thing, and you do it, and you sell your tickets. You make your money on your merch, and you go home. And that's
It's just when you're in that situation of selling tickets, and then there's one of the bands that are always giving them away and shit. It's but hopefully your fans are going to support it. But I always hated that pay to play thing. But then again, when I always talk about this, I always look back at buying onto tours, which is a similar thing.
Yeah, a Warped Tour you got to buy on $10,000 to do 8 shows or something.
And people don't realize that a lot of these bands. Oh yeah, they're going on tour with so and so, but I've only had one band actually come on the air and say, "Hey, yeah, I bought onto that tour, man."
Yeah.
But people don't know that.
They buy on. You got to buy on. We could buy on the Warped Tour if we wanted to, but it's like, what's going to get us?
Right.
Everybody chipping $2,000. We go on the road for 8 shows on the Warped Tour, and what does it come down to? I talked to you a half hour ago. Merch. You got to sell your T-shirts.
Yep, and then they're going to take part of that.
They take part, and then it's like, before you know it, and you got to, hotels, food.
It's good exposure, but. Did these kids care about someone who bought onto a tour these days?
Yeah, and then it matters what stage you're going to put you on. That's why I'm really excited about Rocklahoma, because it's not a buy on.
It was an offer.
It was an offer. We were invited, and we're totally stoked to do it. And nothing but positives are going to come out of it.
That's going to be big. I mean, that's a popular. And then all of those people, they sell tickets. I mean, on their own tour, and now you're going to put them all in. I mean,
there's bands like spot. There's 6 a.m.'s on it, Disturbed, Rob Zombie, Korn. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Definitely crazy weekend.
Like, is there a certain stage?
There's a center stage. The main stage is in the middle, from what I hear, and then there's a hard rock stage right, and on the left is the retrospect record stage. That's what we're on, the retrospect. But everything's in viewing sight of the main stage. So when the main band's over, I guess they shoot to the other side, and you're playing. So you really don't got to you're not running across a mile of mud to get to the other stage. Right. You know what I mean? It's basically you turn your head and get as close as you want. And so they set it up pretty good.
So this retrospect, this is a record label that's putting you on this.
Yeah,
and they paid to be there, or is that something you don't even know?
They're one of the sponsors, one of the main sponsors of Rocklahoma.
Oh,
from
so
what I understand.
How they got the stage, basically.
But they got cool. So their name's on the stage, and Hard Rock is one of the main sponsors. As far as I know, I'm not.
Right. Yeah,
don't quote me on it.
It's hard when you're, you're out of that.
But that's how they do it, and like I said, they asked us to do it. They put us on. I believe we're playing the Sunday afternoon, like 5:00 or something like that. It's supposed to be the Sunday's the real biggest night of the weekend.
Yeah, it's the end
because Memorial Day is Monday and everybody has off. And I don't think anybody plays on Monday, but Sunday's the big day. So,
is this a label that may be interested in putting the record out? Or?
You know what? Retrospect does a lot of re-releases of older hair metal bands like Rat and stuff like that. They'll reissue stuff. They might sign 1 or 2 bands here and there, kind of like Demon Baby, a Demon Doll record. One label.
Right.
They do a lot of reissues of older stuff. They contacted Mr. Nasty about re-releasing 38 Caliber Kisses, but we said no because now with D being gone, there's too much legalities with families and just turned to a muddy mess, and it ain't worth it.
Right. You know what? I kind of like that album is still
so hard to get.
Yeah, it's still hard to find. It's like, I almost don't want anybody to have it. I want to keep it for
all to myself.
But it was a great album. I mean, it's sitting over there. I mean,
no, definitely.
I mean, I got all different sorts of copies of it in some format of another, which
I
we
know.
were talking about before the show.
You got more than I got.
That's what being a fan was, I guess. I was so years and years searching for that CD, and then
We reissued it like right after Ain't Dead Yet. We put out like Scott printed up, I don't know, 1,000.
I had no idea.
But they're not even like real. This wasn't the full production product. It was like the thin gel set cover. You know, it was just a.
I still want one.
I'm sure.
Scott.
I'm sure he has a couple stashed.
Scott, if you're listening,
he has a couple under his pillow.
I'm so bad right now.
Yeah, Scott don't give everything away. He always has a couple stashed.
He said once I'll remember this for the rest of my life. He said, if I ever run into you again, I'm going to give you the first pressing of the vinyl. I was like, wow.
Oh, God.
I'm holding him to that shit.
I got the original pencil artwork for Ain't Dead Yet. From
that
Mikado.
guy was a great...
Yeah, Mikado from Japan. Yeah, he's a great
Yeah,
pinstriper, man. The Hot Rod Industries. He's an awesome guy. Scott
Yeah,
met
you
him
got it tattooed on your
on my
side,
ribs.
right?
Yeah.
Who did that tattoo?
Johnny.
Johnny did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Never finished it yet. We did it. I flew in.
Change it, ain't finished yet.
Oh no! I want to. Well, there's 4 blades on it, you know. So I figured I want to go. Obviously, the if Sakoshi finishes it, it's still in the Karango Johnny D.
The family.
Family of tattoo artists that'll finish it. So I got to finish it one of these days, and I want to put D's name in the top blade with his year, passing and his date of birth, and like I always tell Scott, hopefully I'm the last blade to get filled in.
right.
Oh, Mike Stevo is like 85 years old now, I think, my drummer.
What is he up to? Is he still
He still does the Kiss Army thing, man. He travels around and plays with that, and he's having a blast. He lives in like Charlotte, North Carolina now. He moved, and he just flies in, does his shows, gets his money, and
That's the original Kiss Army?
Yeah, to New York.
There's so many versions.
No, that's the original New York Kiss Army.
Yeah,
they do good.
figured.
They do good. They kick ass. I've seen them a few times down here at like Largo Cultural Center and stuff, and they bring it.
Cool.
They're good. They look like them. They do everything they can legally as far as pyrotechnics they're not allowed to do since the whole Great White thing. But they do the whole sword fire blowing thing. And
now, do you know? Do they have to license through
Kiss
to do that stuff?
As far as what I know, they're like the only Kiss tribute band that Kiss endorses to let them do it. So they're good. I guess that's what he's doing. Hopefully one day soon, a little teaser with me and Scott and Mike will be playing again. Hopefully again soon, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to anything new you guys do. I've always been a fan and shit. So, but